Hey there, and welcome to today's daily premium newsletter for March 13th. So one of the biggest stories from last month was the exchange BitGrail being hacked of $200 million worth of Nano. The way they handled it and the actions of the owner and CEO were frankly disgraceful. No one in their right mind should trust anything this group has to offer. So suffice to say, we were very surprised that not only are they back declaring that they would be opening their doors once again, but all of those who were personally affected by the hack will be receiving 20% of their original Nano balance. So the remaining 80% of the missing Nano is going to be replaced by this token BGS, which BitGrail is claiming will be bought back from customers at a fixed price of $10.50. And importantly, any use of these funds constitutes waiving your ability to pursue legal action against them. So BitGrail is essentially giving you the choice of take the money and run, or hope that justice comes through. While we're not in a position to advise you if you were affected by this hack, we feel strongly that this is a terrible deal meant to prey on those who need the payout. The BitGrail debt token will be deemed worthless because no one will ever want to touch this exchange again. So selling it immediately won't yield much, and waiting for the exchange to buy it back will take a very long time. After all, the funds they're using to buy back the tokens are based on the trading volume, but if no one's trading on the exchange, they're not going to be making any money. The token itself is server-sided and essentially worthless as it's unregulatable. Essentially, it's just a money printing machine, and the BitGrail owners can use it to buy anyone's Bitcoin should they be foolish enough to trade it for BGS. Unfortunately, the legal option might not be better. There's still lawsuits ongoing against Mt. Gox years later, and people affected by that hack have still not seen any compensation. Again, get your crypto off exchanges. That even applies to Binance, which continues to dominate headlines and our recommendations, as today it announced Binance Chain, its new decentralized exchange. We find this to be extremely exciting news for the future of crypto. Since we participated in the very first day of Binance when it was opened back in July, we've watched it absolutely shake up the crypto world. Its meteoric rise can be likely traced to its insistence on professionalism and being community focused. Its extremely rapid coin listings, its community coin vote, the giveaways, the referral system, some of the lowest trading fees in the industry, making it a haven for day traders. One of the best fee split exchange tokens around. And time and time again, showing that in the face of adversity, they are communicative and treat their customers with respect. Comparing them to BitGrail, for example, is night and day. That being said, the rise of Binance has also slowed it down considerably. Coins are not being listed as quickly as they were, giveaways are less frequent, and the referral system has been reduced. So suffice to say, we're delighted that this is the direction they're pursuing. For those that don't know, decentralized exchanges are exchanges in which you control the private key, meaning you control the crypto, not the exchange. This in turn makes it a much more secure transaction and makes you less susceptible to theft or hacks. Now, this is still to say that you should get your crypto off the exchange once you're done with the transaction, but we like the extra security being built in. The current decentralized exchanges, which have somewhat improved in the past year, are still miles away from being user-friendly and accessible for most traders. At the end of the day, most traders don't mind sacrificing some security if it means the trading is easier and there's less steps involved. So we're very curious to see what Binance will do with this. We theorized last month when discussing decentralized exchanges that most exchanges were working in secret on their own versions, as we believe this is the trend in 2018 is more decentralized exchanges. This announcement today was only their declaration that they've begun to work on this, and it'll likely be months before we see any indication that you can begin trading with this. Furthermore, they won't be integrating the decentralized exchange into their existing platform, rather keeping it separate. Binance hasn't exactly been known for intuitive UI, so we're a little cautious to say that they're going to make the decentralized exchange process remarkably easier than it currently is, but nonetheless, it's exciting to see a large exchange tackle this so publicly. Speaking of publicly, it seems the Winklevoss twins are going to be featured 2 days in a row in our newsletter. It's natural to assume they're humbled by that. Since they became involved in Bitcoin, the Winklevi have been pushing for regulation that works with and not against cryptocurrencies. They rightly assume that once the proper channels and frameworks are in place, the floodgates will open and institutional investors will invest in this space. To that end, they've put forth a framework for self-regulation of the virtual currency sector called the Virtual Commodity Association. From a blog post on their exchange, Gemini, they say that the dearth of regulation and a need for the market to evolve has pushed them to try and shepherd the industry forward with adoption of broad practices around responsible financial management, transparency, cybersecurity, and record keeping. The proposal comes as the Securities and Exchange Commission has warned that it is taking a hard look at exchanges, threatening to crack down on cryptocurrency platforms. While in theory we support such an initiative, if the recent Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash fork is any example of solidarity or lack thereof in the crypto community, getting all parties to agree on something will be a daunting task indeed. Furthermore, it could quickly become a situation of who will guard the guards themselves, and a powerful oligarchy could emerge. Still, cooperation with governing bodies looking into this space is preferable to having no solutions and waiting for them to write the rules themselves. And so that's all we have for today. If you haven't seen it already, we have a webinar tomorrow that you should definitely check out and sign up for. It's free, it's about an hour. I'm discussing my 10 steps for fundamental analysis, and I'm really excited to share it with you. And if you can't make it, we'll have a recording later. So with that, have a good one. Talk to you tomorrow.